Hi, we're here today with a 2021 album shelf tour video. So congratulations for that. Since the last one, I think I've taken a few more things off of the shelves. I bought two or three more storage boxes to put in my attic of more albums that just wouldn't fit. Mostly like miscellaneous boy groups, miscellaneous albums I bought from last year, from things that I'm no longer collecting. So basically what's on my shelves now are my top boy groups, the girl groups that I like, and the other miscellaneous albums that I've bought in 2021. So we're starting here at this little small black cubicle for the boys collection. So I didn't plan on buying all the versions when I first started collecting the boys, but eventually it kind of got turned into that for like two comebacks, Dreamlike and then Reveal. And then I said, no, they're not high enough on my shelf, on my group list to continue buying all the versions. So I just buy as many versions as I want to for their comebacks moving forward. Pretty much what my favorite concept is. So here are the boys albums. I have at least one of each of their Korean releases. And yes, so there's Dreamlike, The Stealer, Thrilling. We have the Tattoo. That's their Japanese release, their first one. We have Reveal. We have the two single albums. We have the third mini album, the second mini album, and then the first mini album. I bought the first one because it came out when I was in Korea. And then just on the bottom here are my photo card binders. There's a lot of them. We're not even gonna get into that. So let's go on to the next shelf. So up here on our first shelf, I'm sorry if this is coming off crooked, it's not really, but here's our first shelf. It's tall, it's quite tall. So we have a few big things like some magazines. My EXO photo books fit there, 101 photo books. What? I feel like something is missing. Yes? No? Huh? You can move? I feel like there's a photo book missing. Hold on. I'm bugging. I'm bugging. Girl, what? Never mind. The other photo book. I was like, where's my NCT Dream photo book? But it's on another shelf. Okay. And then we have some albums. So SHINee's Married to the Music. The story of how I came to get that album last year is I accidentally saved it in my save for later cart on eBay, and then I thought I had taken it out when I was buying some photo cards, and then I realized I didn't, so I ended up buying it. And I was like, well, it's been on my to buy list since 2015. We're just gonna keep it instead of returning it. So cool, in a bag of chips. Also, I didn't have time to cancel that part of my order because Sayonara Music literally said like an hour later, your album is shipping from our warehouse in LA. So if you buy from Sayonara Music and it comes from like a US warehouse, and you're in the United States, they're pretty fast with they're getting that tracking number out to you. And then there's like Atlantis. You can't tell it's Atlantis. It just looks like a collection of pages glued together. That's exactly what the album packaging is. Can't stand it. We have B.I.'s Waterfall, which is a birthday gift from Jade. We love it. She got me the version where he has his shirt off because yeah, that's what I wanted. And then we have my IU collection. It's currently complete in the present tense, but there's like those things prior to the release of Real that I don't own. So like the first few mini albums, her first full-length album. We'll get those one day, but Last Fantasy Special Edition, because I don't do anything less than that. We have Palette, we have Lilac, Real. Unfortunately, I've never been able to find a used copy of the special edition of Real, so that's just a chalk it up to you were too late. And then we have Spring of a 20-Year-Old, Chatshire, Love Poem, Flower Bookmarks 1 and 2. Modern Times, that's the special edition. We have Epilogue, the repackage. And then we have some girl groups. So here we have the G-Friend collection. The albums that I have, I don't have every single thing. I like them, but not enough to buy every single album. They're not like a top, you know? And then we have ITZY's Crazy in Love album. If you see like that thing reflecting on the Purple Kiss, it's my fan. It's on. Yes, so there's ITZY, and then there's Purple Kisses, Hide and Seek. I was really late into listening to Zombie, but I really freaking enjoyed that song, so I purchased the album after listening to the whole album. The album is fantastic. Catch Pearls Before Swine is my favorite B-side. Get into the vibes. And then we have Dun Dun Dance by Oh My Girl. Really liked that album. Then we have my weekly collection, which I'm seriously considering making them a girl group where I buy all the versions. And if so, I only need to buy 3 albums, so that's not too out of the realm of possibility. I am just been enamored with their music since they debuted last year. They're so fun. They're so fun. Then we have Akmu, almost completed. I'm just missing their 3rd album. So we have the Winter album, the Spring Puberty album, the debut album Play, which is one of the best albums in entire Korean K-pop music history. If you haven't listened to it, I really highly recommend you do. It'll change your life. And then we have their collab album, Next Episode. My EXO light sticks are there. And let's just move down to the next shelf, which you can see has some boy groups. I am mostly a boy group stan. I guess you could say it's a stan. Sure, it's a stan. Yeah. So anyways, we have Kong Sung-yoon. He's the main vocal of Winner and the leader. His first full-length album, Page. I really enjoyed that, so I had to buy it. We have Victon's Voice, The Future Is Now. I've actually decided not to continue collecting for Victon. I didn't have a lot of their albums to begin with. I had their debut, and then I had 2 copies of... what's the name of the album? Howling. And I had the 2 versions of their album that they released after Produce 101, because I enjoyed those albums, but I haven't felt the need to go back and buy the other albums, and they're just not a high enough priority, so I'll listen to them digitally but no longer buy them physically unless I really, really vibe with the album. And then we have my 2 out of 4 copies of Quantum Leap by X1. The black version right there. Should we show it real quick? I bought this on the very limited M-Wave, and I got Cha Junho's signature. He was my second bias in X1, so I was very excited that I got his signature. Junho loved me, and I love him. Then we have Kim Woo-suk's second mini album, Tasty. I was not a fan of his first album, but Tasty really got me. I was like, yes, this is the sound I enjoy, so I bought it. Just like last year, I wasn't a fan of Jin Hyuk's first release, but then he came back with Splash, and I was like, oh, this is a really fun album, so I really liked it. I didn't really care for 5K, but the concept photos for this new album, Control Paste, or whatever, Control V, his new album that's coming out soon. The photos look bright and vibrant, so I'm excited to see what sounds it is. And then we have Ghost Nine's third album in total, I think. Now, When We Are in Love, not a fan of Ghost Nine. I didn't like any of their songs prior to this Up All Night release, but I was like, okay, they are finally giving me a cute concept. I love cute concepts in K-pop for boys and for girls. And this was a cute summer, spring type of album. And it prompted me to buy it because I've really been enjoying it. And then we have Myeongsoo's Memories, little single before he left for the military. I wish it was I wish it was a mini album, but we got something. And then we have that bubble wrap thing, which is Drippin's first single album, Free Pass. I've liked Drippin. I was very excited for their debut. but I never really liked the music enough to want to buy a physical album before Free Pass. It's my favorite title song of theirs so far, and the B-sides, Wish and Stay, are very, very good. It's my type of music, so that's why I gravitated towards it. And then we have Monsta X's album, the one Love Killa. Unfortunately, me and Monsta X, I enjoy their music, but not enough to continue wanting to buy it. So I have not bought in One of a Kind. I don't think I will. It's good. I'll listen to it digitally. I just don't have the priorities to continue buying a copy of each release physically. But I am excited to see this new second English album, and if it's good, I'll buy it. And then we have Wonho's second mini album, Love Synonym. Wonho and me, I'm very selective now with what I want. I'm happy for him as a soloist. I wish him nothing but the best. But if the music doesn't vibe with me, I don't want to buy it. But I did really like his latest album with the song Blue. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea because it's very cute and not smoky or sexy, but I really enjoyed that song. So I'm debating if I buy the album or not. I feel like I need to listen to it a few more times. We have my incomplete Cix collection. So I bought one version of each, minus the third mini album. I want to buy the third mini album. I will eventually get to that. It just came out at a time last year that I had other things I wanted to buy, so it got pushed to the side. But Cix is a fantastic group. Their sound is very R&B influenced for the majority of their first few mini albums. And I've been enjoying the collection and the journey of their sound. So we have the first two mini albums, and we have the fourth mini album, which is incredible. Cinema was such a different genre for them. Definitely tell it was more influenced on last year's trends of making a more retro pop song than a more dark and moody type of atmosphere. So there's that, and then they released their first full-length album where they completely switched up the packaging on us, and Wave is now my favorite Cix title song of all time. It's fantastic. And then we have my Ab6 collection with one first mini album from MXM. I never got around to buying the other MXM albums. I don't plan on it. I enjoy the subunit, but I don't feel the need to go back and buy the other ones. And for Ab6, I'm a one version type of person. But I also really enjoy their music, where Cix is more of like the darker group to come out of the Produce 101 Season 2 101 era. Ab6 is definitely more of a more brighter, poppier sound, and I enjoy both. And we have their albums, and I'm just waiting for when Sub K gets their shipment of the Mo Complete and Espa Savage, and then they'll eventually ship those two albums out to me. So here's the Ab6 collection so far. We have the Have a Dream, Be Complete, Sixth Sense, Vivid, and Salute, A New Hope. I didn't buy the regular version of Salute. I didn't know they were going to do a repackage, but when they did, I was like, okay, I'll just buy that one. So there we go. Next shelf here is dedicated mostly to my I want to say majority, but I'm not sure how to say. I'm blanking on how to say it properly. I speak English, and I graduated college. I just can't. I can't today. So here's my like OST shelf. I have a few more OSTs. They're in storage boxes. Shut Up Flower Band, My Lovely Girl, which was Rain and Crystal's drama, is a hot ass mess of incest and kind of funkiness. Not really incest, but like, girl, you is dating your dead sister's fiance. What you doing? I just felt like it was weird, okay? But OST-wise, was banging off the charts. That OST is fantastic. The OST had no business being so good when the drama was such a train wreck, okay? If it wasn't for Myeongsoo, I wouldn't have watched that shit, okay? Okay. And he was blonde, which is my least favorite look on Myeongsoo because it doesn't look good when it shows his black-ass roots. Anyways, OST shelf. Mr. Sunshine, Segojiman Genshina, It's Okay Not to Be Okay, the Kim Soo-hyun drama that was released last year. I know the girl is in some hot mess because she's like a control freak and like overly sensitive about her mans, or her used to be mans, I don't know. The drama was great though, okay? And I bought that before we knew that she was kind of a witch, so Move to the side, please. Startup, another one of my favorite dramas of last year. The dramas on Netflix have been like popping. We have The Imitation Make Star, and then we have Run On, which was also very cute. While You Were Sleeping, one of my favorite dramas of all time. Crash Landing on You soundtrack. It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Startup and Crash Landing on You were like the best 3 dramas of last year. I'm just saying. We have My Roommate is a Gumiho. Love that one. Hotel de Luna, Dokebi, Goblin. And then the True Beauty soundtrack. Fantastical. And then this little section is my K R&B, K hip hops. So you have some Hoodie, Shit K's on there, a Zion T album, some Crush. He actually has the most albums on there. PH1, Jooyoung, Jung Jinu, Dean. Oh, we don't even go get into Dean because then I'll start ranting. Okay, we ain't got time for that. Sam Kim, Sun and Moon. Where is the next physical, baby? And then we have DPR Lives. Alright, cool. John Abi's Land of Fantasy, and then the big naughty bucket list where he signed it, baby, because he said I'm signing the pre-orders. So I got it because it's that bitch. Period. And then we have this shelf, which is the B1A4. So I love B1A4. I did not buy their latest album, but it is what it is. Schematics, okay. But I used to be a big fan, and I have a completed collection, one of each version at least. They were one of the groups where they started doing like multiple versions, and I just never really I was like, no. That was back when I used to not feel the need to buy every single version for my faves, but clearly times have changed. But we have all the B1A4 albums, Kihyun's version of the All About Love album, DPR Ian's album is there, Gray's Grey Ground. We have my Dawn albums, the one on Zico's label, PH1's, some more DPR Lives, the Lehigh albums. I bought the new Lehigh album. It's just waiting for N- to release. Okay. And then we have some Lucy, which is their Inside and then their Gotcha album. Yeah. Okay. We have We I. I just need to buy the 3rd mini album. I have decided for We I want all the things, so we will get all the things. And then we have my Pentagon albums, which are completion, because they're one of my favorite groups. And then we have right here, Ha Hyun Song and Hopipola. Baby, I need more music because their music is immaculate. It's amazing. It's incredible. And I need more. Now, down on this last shelf, we have to move even lower. Oh my gosh. We have my Twice. So, Twice is a group where I'm like, okay, complete all the versions because they're your favorite girl group. And then I kind of stopped. And I don't know when I'm going to resume that, but we shall get to it. It's slow, but sure. We have a long way to go. But there's my Twice albums. There's at least one of each version. And the 4th album is coming out soon, which I'm like, OMG. No, not 4th album. 3rd album. Oh my gosh. And then we have this shelf, which is some GOT7 and JB solo lying on top. And then we have my completed IZ*ONE collection, all the versions, fantastic. No Japanese releases though, but all the Korean versions. So we love that. We love that. Love that for me, because I do love that for me. So that is that shelf. So those are the IZ*ONE albums. Now we are on to these shelves. So there's 2 more shelves to go. We have my Cix Collection. They're one of my favorite groups of all time. So we have every single version. I don't collect the Japanese albums for pretty much any of my groups. I did buy their Bridge the World album. That was their first Japanese album. I found it at a book off when I went to Japan. And it was like $5 and it was pretty much brand new. So I bought that. So that is just a whole shelf dedicated to Newest because Newest now has a ton of albums. As you can see from their last album that was released this year, Romanticize. They decided to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of the album, which I enjoy, but like, wow. Fantastic. Never would have imagined Pledis would ever say, 5 versions for New East, go crazy. But they did, and I enjoyed it. Here we have ATEEZ. Every single version. No Japanese releases, like I've mentioned. And I love the color aesthetic of the Fever Part 1 albums. So those are the ones on display, but we have the other one there, stacked up. And then next to them, we have the very colorful spines of Treasure. So I'm actually in the process of going to sell some of my dupe albums that I bought last year, mostly NCT and Treasure. I bought pretty much 2 copies of each of the singles, so I want to sell those. I don't need 2 copies of each. But there we go. There's Treasure. I'm a little upset because it's like, okay, middle of October pretty much, they finished their online concert. When are we getting a comeback? Are we going to get another comeback this year? Or is YG like, haha, we gave you all of that to get you sucked in. And now that you're sucked in, you're getting 1 comeback a year like the rest of our groups. Is that what's going to happen? Because that's going to be really sad. Because like, I need a new Treasure album, okay? This was cute. The first full-length album was cute. But it was mostly a reconfiguration. Let's include all the songs from the single albums, which we knew was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen because YG can no longer pull the wool over our eyes. We know his games, we know his tricks, we know his deception. So we knew we were only going to get like 2 or 3 new songs. And we got 4 songs total because we've all heard Going Crazy and they finally gave us it on a physical, which was fantastic. But there's 6 songs in the accumulation of all 3 singles. And those 6 songs were on here. Those 4 songs was 10. And then there was 2 that they were the 2 studio versions of the remixes of and Saranghae, which they performed at award shows. So this whole entire year so far, we've only gotten 3 new Treasure songs, minus the Japanese things, and I don't buy Japanese albums, so I'm waiting for the next Korean release, and I'm desperately now waiting for the release, because I need it in my life, okay? And then this is Treasure's 2021 season's greetings, which, why would you release that at, like, the end of February? And also, why would you make they released this at the end of February. Why did you release it so late? And also, it took me a long ass time to get it because the True Beauty soundtrack took forever to get a restocking. So by the time I got this in March, I had missed pretty much the entirety of Asahi's photo in the calendar. Because he started it off, so it really upset my heart because I wanted to have Asahi's picture for like a whole month, and I couldn't even do that. I think I had it for like 2 days. I think it started in March. I don't remember. But I basically had Asahi's photo on the calendar for 2 days before it switched to Haruto. And I was like, poor Asahi. So, I don't understand. I don't understand the reasoning. What was the reason for releasing this at the end of February? Make it make sense, please. YG makes no sense. Come to expect that. Then we have right here the Red Velvet. So, 1 version of each, baby. I don't have the Joy album. I'm still taking my time. I've listened to it in full a total of once. And that took me about 3 months. So, yeah, so there we go. Red Velvet in a nutshell, baby. Then we have my Day 6 albums, which I finally completed the collection. I had to buy like 5 albums, and I bought them one time with a paycheck, and it was fantastic. So here's everything. And then we have Young K's Eternal, which I only bought 1 version because I felt like I didn't need to buy both. So there it's on me. Otherwise, everything is beautiful. And then we have my N- collection, which I will have to move to a different shelf after I get my new albums, Dimension Dilemma. 8 songs, an intro, an interlude, and then 6 full songs. We just gonna let that slide because I'm about to start cussing. That's just not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay, but that's the reality. And it comes out tomorrow, so I'm very excited. 6 songs, full-length album. I know that this interlude, though, is going to serve as a precursor to what's to come next, because it's an interlude. That means more is to come. But in my mind, I was like, okay, bet. They've given us an intro and an outro on both of their mini albums. So I was like, okay, fine. Big Hit gave TXT a 8-song full-length album for both their albums. So I was like, okay, and Hyphen is going to get an 8-song full-length album, but it's going to be 10 songs total because there's going to be an intro and an outro. And then there's going to be 8 songs. I was like, that's the perfect conclusion. And I was going to be fine with that. But they really said, we're going to give you 8 songs, but an intro and an interlude and then 6 songs. So they were like, hi, joke's on you, bitch. Full-length album. That intro and interlude better be long as shit, because that ain't no full-length album, ho. That's a glorified mini album. Anywho, we have Stray Kids. I'm slowly completing every single version. I have 7 albums left to buy, which is fantastic, because when I started this, I had double-digit numbers, and I think it's looking fantastic. It looks amazing. It looks immaculate. And there's Hyunjin's cover of No Easy, which is beautiful. So, Stray Kids, I'm very much enjoying it, and I'm excited to buy more when I get the chance. It's a slow process. And then we have my TXT albums. Love them. Oh my gosh. Fantastic group. They are so good. We have a lot of things for them. The first mini album, the first full-length album, the end of the Dream chapters. We have Minisode. Are we going to get a Minisode, like, after the Chaos chapters? Are we going to get Minisode 2? I feel like Minisodes are what's going to be the in-betweens for each chapter, I feel like. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I could be completely wrong. We'll see. And then this bottom shelf. I never thought this day would come, but hey, NCT. A complete full shelf. And this bitch doesn't even have all the wavy albums. But here we have all the NCT albums that I do own. So the big ones are over there. The girls, everything. Don't look at how many copies of Sticker I bought, okay? I only bought 3 member jewel cases, and then the rest are group versions. Okay. It is what it is. Do we say this now or do we wait? Because we don't know, but it's pretty much we know. We know at this point. I feel like I know at this point. This group as a whole, the whole NCT, including 127, including you, including Dream, including Wavy, this group is an old... There's no way that I get so much joy and excitement when they come back. I mean, I get joy and excitement for every group that comes back that I love, but the amount of content I watch of NCT, the amount of time I care about NCT, the fact that I'm trying to complete all of Jimin's photo cards in NCT, I don't do that for nobody. I don't do that for nobody else. Myeongsoo and Unwar, my ultimate biases, and I've never wanted to buy all their photo cards or collect all their photo cards because I just don't have the time. So this is me saying they are, but this is also me not claiming the allegations to be true that this group, NCT as a whole, all the units, is probably my new ultimate group. It used to be Infinite, EXO, and 17. Then it was EXO and 17. And now it's 4 groups. In EXO, 17, Astro, NCT. There. I neither confirm nor deny that this is my new ultimate group in K-pop. We will get to that on a further notice. To be continued. Hallelujah, baby. Here we have the EXO shelf. Is it completed? No. You're probably like, but it looks completed. Yes, it does look completed. I'm missing the second CBX mini album. And I'm missing a Mandarin copy of XOXO, not the repackaged, which was Growl, and a Mandarin copy of Sing For You. Otherwise, we're done. I don't buy the Japanese albums. I bought a few, but after that, the Girls is complete, baby. Oh, and I don't have Chen's first mini album, but we are going to get that eventually. So we are pretty much almost done, but we're not done. But I'm not in a big rush. Or should I be? Should I be in a big rush? Now, then we have these soloists. So we have all the solo albums. It looks like a hot ass mess right now, because it is. Oh, also Don't Fight the Feeling is on here because I could fit no more albums on the first shelf of EXO. So, the Baekhyuns, the Kais, the Baekhyun again. Girl, we have some more Baekhyun, EXO CS. Chen's second mini album, Suho Self-Portrait, EXO CS first full-length album, 1 billion views, baby. Bum, ba, bum, ba. And then we have some Don't Fight the Feeling, and we have some D.O., which is immaculate. We have all the versions, the member versions of Don't Fight the Feeling. I made the decision and was like, period. Just a brief interlude of D.O.'s album. At first, what was me being very disappointed that it wasn't going to be an R&B sleigh, I take it all back because the album is fantastic. It is acoustic, it is a little folksy, it is a little slow, but his vocals shine true and bright, just like we knew they would. And he delivered a fantastic, beautiful album. I have not cried listening to a song in quite a while, but when I listened to Apogee, and I read it with the translation, my eyes got misty. And it wasn't because anyone was chopping onions. It was because it touched my spiritual. And we're going to leave it at that. 101 mixed with a few big things. There's my NCT Dream photo book. I pre-ordered Jimin's copy of the new one. They split into members. Great, fantastic. Don't ever do that again. Yeah, but it's okay. We have 2 copies of Going 17's magazine. Jade, I know I told you this months ago that I was going to send you my duplicate copy, and I have not forgotten. I've just been really busy with adjusting to my new job and then changing shift schedules and everything. So I will get to this before the end of the year's over. You'll get a random package from me and you'll be like, what the hell is this? And then I'll be like, I guess, remember when I said I was going to give you my extra copy of the Going 17 magazine? Here it is. And then we have my obsession of the last half of 2017 and the whole year of 2018. 101, baby! So here we go. The fan club kit, because I said I'm doing it. We have the world tour, which I actually went to in San Jose. But fuck the staff at San Jose. Y'all need to get it relaxed. Y'all need to relax like the staff at the Warfield in San Francisco. They were so annoying. They were like, no filming. And I was like, oh my gosh. If I'm screaming and you can hear me scream, what am I going to do with that? Like, I guess no bootlegs. But like, this is for my memories. If you see me posting it online to be like, watch the concert if you're going to go, then you can sue me. But this is for me to look back on and say, oh my gosh, they performed Gold, my favorite 101 song of all time. I damn sure deserve to record that shit. Kwanlin dancing at Freaky Friday. I damn deserve to see my man's dancing. Popping it. You know, talent. Skills. What you learned. So fuck the staff at the San Jose Center. Y'all hoes need to really get it together because y'all is so strict. I will never forgive them for the fact that I thought I was recording on the down low when I went to the 17 concert and it was just me facing my camera up at the fucking ceiling. So they're on the shit list. And then we have my 17 light stick because it wouldn't fit with my 17 albums. The thing I love about 17 is their albums are so colorful. Like, look at the shelf. Also, the shelf is really overpacked. You can't even see the first full-length album because it's literally behind everything. But we have my 17 shelf. 17 at this point probably has the most albums. I buy everything, including the Japanese singles. So, fantastic. So, we have the Season's Greetings from 2016 when it was just marketed as a calendar. I don't know what group I'm going to buy my Season's Greetings for this year. How I do my Season's Greetings is the group that affected me the most is the one I buy for the upcoming year. I don't know who that's going to be. I think it's going to be Astro, though. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Astro. I had some major revelations with Astro this year. We'll get into that later. But here we have all my 17 albums. I buy every single version. Like I've said, I've been doing that since the jump start, baby. And it's fantastic. I'm so excited for Attica. It's gonna be fantastic. Oh my gosh! the wind was like so gusty, it almost like blew my face off. Whoa, that was so scary. Oh my gosh, this wind. We're not gonna deal with that. It's like literally gonna blow my window down. Okay. I didn't know it was so windy. That was so scary. Anyways, the first 17 shelf. And then the overflow. So we have the rest of the Japanese singles, mostly the jewel cases. And then the You Make My Day and You Made My Dawn. Fantastic. Is this really the complete thing? Because it looks like we're missing stuff. I just don't know. I guess that's the finished product. But it looks like it's not complete. I don't know what's going on. Okay. And then lastly, the last collection to show is my Astro. I love it. Oh, Moonbin, you gotta move for a second, baby. Here we go, babe. All the things except for the Dream Part 2 with version. I don't want to talk about that. I could one day decide to buy a copy from eBay for $100 and something, but right now I'm like, no, I refuse. I love them, but I refuse to spend that much money on an album. But one day in the future, it's probably gonna fucking happen because I'm gonna like look at this and I'm gonna be like, there's no Dream Part 2 with version. What are you doing? And I'm gonna just end up doing it one day. But right now, I've refrained because I'm like, no. But we'll see what happens. But like I said, I think I'm gonna buy Astro Season's Greetings for 2022. I had some great memories with Astro. It pretty much started with me at the start of this year saying I've come to the conclusion that Unwoo is a new ultimate bias of mine. For the longest time, it's been Myeongsoo only. I never hated on anybody that had multiple ultimate biases. I just was like, it's only been Myeongsoo. And then Unwoo was like, but me. And I was like, what about you? And he was like, you love me. And I said, yes, I do. And it just was a whole process. It was a whole discovery. It was a whole moment. It was a whole journey. And I embraced the journey and I had fun on the journey, discovering that, yes, Unwoo was right. You are an ultimate bias. And it was fantastic. It was a fantastic experience. So for that alone, and then shortly after All Yours, somewhere in that period, I was like, oh my gosh, why is Astro not an alt group? And I feel like most people that knew me were like, I thought they were an alt group. And I was like, no, they never were. They were always like almost there. So the whole journey with Astro has just been really fun. I love them. And they're an alt group. And I feel like what's happened with Astro is happening now with me and NCT and Jimin. The whole process is, it's cycling again, and it's magical, it's magnificent. So, I'm just excited to see where that journey goes, but right now, in 2021, the shitstorm it is. Astro became an alt group, Unwoo became an alt bias, and I love that man to pieces, baby. So we have all the albums, and they look fantastic. Fantastic. And big ups to Astro, that even though they're now not like a Nugu group like they were up in this area, with M-Wave, the groups that they think are going to sell a lot of copies are the groups where they say, random member signature. And we went through all of this. First wins, Unwoo acting, starring in main dramas, selling more numbers than in the past. And for their second full-length album, they said, we're going to sign the album all group members. And I was like, oh, like, yes. Like, I feel like at this point, they're a group that would be like a 17 or like a New East when they do, or Stray Kids when they do M-Waves, where they're going to be like, okay, we know we're going to sell a lot, so we're only going to give you one signature. But they were like, no, all 6 of us are going to sign that album. And all 6 of them did, so I just really enjoyed that. And Astro is fantastic, and they're not everyone's cup of tea, but they're my cup of tea. They love giving me cute concepts, even if their title songs are not super cute and they're on the darker palette of things, they still have a cute B-side. And they will still say, don't forget where we started. Like, they still will say, we know what we did in the beginning. Go like they know, baby. You know, they still will give you something cute. After Midnight was like a return to the cute. I don't know why I'm rambling. I'm getting gushy about Astro. Can you blame me? No. So that is it. Thank you for watching this shelf tour video. I'm a chatty host, so there was a lot to say. I hope you enjoyed my rambles and my rants. I apologize for nothing that I said. And if you noticed that some groups that you like aren't on my shelves, that is my opinion, my money, my rules. Okay? And my music taste. So, in the words of Janelle BGC season 11, hate on it! Also, I made my unpopular opinions video, or my K-pop opinions video. I purposely made that to start controversy and say spicy things. And in that video, I specifically said a lot of spicy shit. I came for Jessie. I came for some of the IZ*ONE songs. Girl. I came for Miss Jamie. Miss Jamie, girl. Jimin Park. Yeah. I said a lot of spicy things. And dislike the video. Like the video if you agree, but also I made that video to purposely say, let's see how many people get offended by the things that I've said. Peniel lost his hair due to whatever, and my ass literally said, you lost your hair, you've lost your spot as my bias. I was that materialistic, and I still stand by what I've said. I don't know. It sucks he lost his hair, but at the same time, my ass is petty. I'm a vindictive, petty bitch to the core. So when I saw that, I said, you are no longer my bias because I can't deal with it. I'm rude, okay? I made that video purposely so I could be rude and I could see how many people got offended by my opinions because I had a lot to say. I always have opinions and they're not always PG. They're not always kosher. So watch that video if you stumble upon this. It will be in the iCard. iCard. Is it that way? I don't know which way it's going to show up. But I made that video to start controversy. So make it controversial. Okay. The bitch is back, baby. Well, actually, the bitch never left. So, Changbin, stop yelling in every single Stray Kids song. Damn. Okay. That AT's album with Answer sucks. It's not great. Also, well, we're not going to start spewing opinions right now. But that video is specifically made to generate controversy. To make people say, ooh, this bitch's opinions are fucking trash. Dislike. Like, I made that video purposely to be like, I'm a bitch. I know it. You know it too. Good. So that is that. And on that happy note, I will see you on the next video. I feel like this video is going to be long as shit. So if you made it to the end of this video, put hashtag, if you made it to the end of this video, put hashtag, Jimin is your new ult. Jimin is your new ult. Put that. Because that's pretty much what's true. That's pretty much tea. That's pretty much the truth at this point. Scripture. Bye.